I had an Afrikaans teacher in grade 9. Her name is Mrs. Bachman. Now, one day after school, she pulled me aside because she had an important message to give to me. And she said, "Cindy, enige iets wat jy met goeie bedoelings doen, gaan altyd uitwerk." Now, this is a phrase that has echoed in my mind whenever I would be trying something new, whether it be starting a new job or relocating. And growing up in Rosettenville, which is a city not too far away from the Joburg CBD, I always had a longing to be closer to the environment. But when I was 8 years old, my family relocated to Cape Town, which was another concrete jungle. And like most households with working parents, there wasn't a lot of time to spend outdoors with nature, and the television unintentionally became one of my babysitters. I must have watched hundreds of hours of television, which was unhealthy. But I guess that's where my love for the film industry began. My name is Cindy Mkhwanazi, and I'm an operations manager, training facilitator, and co-founder of GREENSET, an environmental sustainability organization and a subset of the SA Film Academy, which is a non-profit working in the sustainability space in the film industry. One of the things that I absolutely love about the creative industry is the fact that we have the ability to get people to reflect and to think about really important issues like the climate emergency. I must have been 15 years old when I first watched An Inconvenient Truth, and I remember going through a red pill or blue pill moment, because there's a difference between doing the wrong thing out of ignorance and doing the wrong thing after you know what you shouldn't do. And after watching this documentary, I just knew that I had to be part of, the people who are fighting against the climate change. And little did I know that 10 years later, I'd be given an opportunity to combine two of my passions, which is the film industry and the environment. Sustainability in film, also known as green filmmaking, is the concept of producing your content in a way that takes into account the environmental impact of how you're producing your content. So this means focusing on the key contributors to a production's carbon footprint and then implementing initiatives to make sure that those figures remain low. Internationally, there are quite a number of sustainability tools, but it wasn't until 2018 when the local film industry started to take sustainability in film more seriously. And one of the first to do it was Film Africa, and they took action by implementing a green levy on all of their budgets, which meant that myself and Belinda Johnson could create employment and upskill 32 youths from different backgrounds in South Africa. And collectively, we've diverted over 700 tons of waste from landfill through repurposing, composting, and recycling. And as we speak, we are currently trialing the first electric generator to be used on a film set in South Africa. We've received recognition from the Environmental Media Association, and we've saved productions over 800,000 rands because they implemented sustainable best practices with GREENSET. Now, to reach these figures isn't easy, and in order for us to get to this point, we focused on Scope 3 emissions, and the biggest focus was polyurethane, which is a plastic resin used by the film industry to fabricate rocks, right? So through innovation and research, we commissioned a polyurethane recycling machine. And what it does is it takes the polyurethane, crushes it up into an aggregate, and then it's mixed with cement, and we used these eco bricks to help build a creche in Delft, which is a disadvantaged community in South Africa. Now, to give you guys a full circle overview of what sustainability in film looks like in South Africa, I'd love to play a video which was shot by SA Film Academy interns. And in this video, you'll see Caitlin Thompson and Zusipe Kapa, who were both interns, but have now graduated from our training program and are currently working as sustainability coordinators. But let me let this video tell you more.
The new world that you started.
We send out sustainability memos and green tips on the call sheet every day.
We managed to save almost 500,000 bottles from going to the landfill site.
We always look for the fastest, most economical way of building a set, and that means generally using as few materials as possible. And we try to do as little damage to the environment as we can. We generally don't use oil-based paints or thinners-based paints, so we can recycle timber as much as we can. We can try and dispose of the chemicals in the safest way possible.
The polyurethane from the temple set is being recycled into building blocks.
This is absolutely brilliant. Season 1 really did kickstart sustainability in the film industry in South Africa. We did that by funding the GREENSET training program, as well as funding the GREENSET carbon calculator.
We've been able to reduce our carbon footprint by 3D printing molds instead of doing the old mold making method of clay sculpting and fiberglass molding.
The green initiatives we implemented was looking at purchasing eco-friendly. If we purchase this from a previous job, we've already reduced the effect on the environment dramatically.
On Raised by Wolves Season 2, we've basically kept the bulk of our dressing from Season 1. We've made a point of not sourcing new material, as much as possible recycling what we've got already. And we'll repurpose the same chair, 3 or 4 times through the show. In a previous life, it might have been an office chair, and now it's a chair in a spaceship.
The 5 sustainability days of the week.
Circular Mondays.
We have donated more than 650 tons of food to charity. And our caterers' food waste is composted and used to grow seasonal vegetables, which we eat on set.
Meat-free Tuesday.
Maybe not everyone's favorite day of the week, but we reduce our CO2 footprints, so it's worth it.
Wasteless Wednesdays.
That's where we come in. I'm Atule. I'm Sbu. We make sure everything that we can recycle on set is. Everything?
All our food packagings, they are biodegradable. Even our coffees, our cups and lids, they are biodegradable.
We don't use plastic bag. We're just using these bags, and then we can use it again.
On Thursdays, we celebrate.
Like on Fridays.
These trailers have been built with saving energy in mind.
We try to plan logistically so that we don't do a lot of driving.
The 3 bins that you've got around the place, the encouraging people, the information that's out there, it's everything a lot of us have been hoping would be implemented, because it's not something we can sweep under the rug any longer, the amount of waste that we produce as a planet but also as an industry.
Composting, green waste, eco-bricking. We now implement this stuff at home, and a lot of our team have taken it from the office and into homes, which is exactly where I think we need to be.
This is everything that we undertook. These are the specifics of the initiative, and here's what we achieved when all was said and done. And not only giving GREENSET a thumbs up, but wanting to really be able to take what's been accomplished here and use that as an inspiration to other productions that we do elsewhere, but to point back to the success that's been achieved here and say not only it's possible, but it's essential.
We're the first generation that's really felt the impact of climate change. We're also the last generation that can really do something about it. Every single thing we do makes a difference. It just depends on how much of a difference you actually want to make.
Every choice that's being made by this production team and by the initiative that's here, not only I think is important for us to unify in how we're going to exist in those hours that we're working together, but hopefully taking those habits home with us and then imparting those habits on our loved ones and to our children.
All it takes is a greener choice every day. The future of the planet is in your hands, so what are you going to do with it?
RPW2 is a sustainable production.
Now you've seen what happens when producers shift their thinking and they start to view a green levy as a value add instead of a grudge purchase. Sustainability in film is my lot in life, and I feel really good about being part of the people who are trying their best to make a change in their circle of influence. So I leave you with the question, what type of a difference do you want to make?